very fortunate. We are very fortunate that, young people are coming forward and they are willing to present. So today we have with us Dr. Rupal Agarwal, and she's a certified lactation educator from Kappa, Mumbai, 2019. And of course, she's done her IBCLC from the course held by BPNI Maharashtra. She's, of course, done her MDS and she's an endodontist from 2013. And she conducts free antenatal breastfeeding education seminars every year at many hospitals. She practices at her own clinic called as the Breastfeeding Clinic in Nashik. She also has an award to her credit, and that is the Real Superwoman 2020. And so we are all eagerly waiting to hear from this superwoman, Dr. Rupal Agarwal. The floor is yours, Dr. Rupal.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your kind words. And I'm really privileged that I've got this opportunity to present in front of stalwarts and educated, learned people like you all. So I'll just share my teeny mini knowledge about this case today. So is
Yes.
my
डॉक्टर
slide
रूपल
visible?
पॉसिबल है वहां पे हिंदी में कन्वर्ट हो जाइए आप। ये सब
Yes,
कुछ
sir.
लोगों की तरफ से रिक्वेस्ट आई हुई है।
हाँ सर, बिल्कुल। मेरा स्लाइड एंड आवाज क्लियर आ रहा है?
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
थैंक यू। Okay, so we are done with this. So this presentation has no conflict of interest, and before presenting this case, I have taken the consent from the patient. So the case is a 29-year-old preemie-gravid woman underwent an elective low-segment cesarean section at 37.6 weeks gestation. A healthy baby boy weighed 2.8 kgs was delivered. She was referred to my clinic after the baby was 2 months old, because suddenly she noticed that her breast milk is of different color. So this was the ये पिक्चर था जब वो आई थी क्लिनिक में। उसका चीफ कंप्लेंट ये था कि मिल्क का कलर अचानक से स्ट्रॉबेरी कलर क्यों हो गया है, एंड शी वाज लाइक, मैम, इज इट सेफ टू फीड दिस कलर्ड ब्रेस्ट मिल्क टू माय प्रीशियस वन? So after taking the detailed history, I came to know that it is an uneventful pregnancy of natural conception. A full-term male infant weighed 2.8 kgs was delivered, and when she was at my clinic at 2 months, the boy weighed 4.6 kgs. So I asked about the breastfeeding journey of the last 2 months. Then I came to know, तभी पता चला कि उसका ब्रेस्ट मिल्क का इनिशिएशन ऑपरेशन थिएटर में हो चुका था। बेबी फुल टर्म था, उसने अच्छे से लैच किया। एंड हॉस्पिटल्स में सबसे अच्छी बात ये हुई कि जब तक एक्सक्लूसिव ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग स्टैब्लिश नहीं हुआ, उसे डिस्चार्ज नहीं मिला। एंड द बेबी वॉज नॉट गिवन एनी प्री लैक्टियल फीड्स। After 1 month and 20 days, she reported to her gynecologist कि मैम मुझे लग रहा है कि मिल्क सप्लाई कम हो गया है. So her gynac prescribed her tablet Domstal half an hour before milk, just 10 mg for 10 days. पर फिर से वो 2 दिन बाद अपने गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट के पास गई और उसने कहा कि मैम मिल्क का कलर चेंज हो गया है. तो गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट ने उनको प्रिस्क्राइब किया कि आई थिंक वी शुड गो फॉर अ सोनोमैमोग्राम. फिर उन्होंने वो उसी दिन करवाया. उसमें ये आया कि देर इज नो फोकल लीजन्स, कोई भी पैथोलॉजी नहीं है, एंड इट इज एब्सोल्युटली अ नॉर्मल सोनोमैमोग्राफी. दैट टाइम द गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट रेफर्ड द पेशेंट टू मी. सो यहाँ से हमारे क्लिनिक की स्टोरी शुरू होती है. फिर मैंने उसका पूरा मेडिकल हिस्ट्री लिया, तो उसने बताया कि मैम 2 साल पहले हॉस्पिटलाइज हुई थी. उसके बाद में तो एज इन कोई इमरजेंसी नथिंग, आई वॉज ऑल गुड फिजिकली. करंटली आयरन कैल्शियम सप्लीमेंट्स चल रहे हैं, एंड देर इज नो एनी एलर्जिक हिस्ट्री, एंड शी हैड नॉट गॉन अंडर एनी ब्रेस्ट सर्जरी, and no recent physical injury or any accidents in the recent months. So on her physical examination, I came to know there is no history of fever, pain, और currently भी ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. The breast look, yes, quite fuller and mild engorgement, but then there was no lumps. right? There was no lumps, it was painless. And yes, the light colored milk is coming out from both the breasts. It was more on the left side comparatively on the right side. एंड हर गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट एडवाइज हर कि जब तक आप मैम के पास नहीं जाते हो तो फीडिंग मत कीजिए, पंप करके डंप करते रहिए, सो दैट आपका सप्लाई मेंटेन रहेगा और मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट आपको एंगोजमेंट नहीं होगा, राइट? तो उसने वो करना शुरू कर दिया था. एंड आई चेक्ड हर निपल्स वे आर नॉट क्रैक और देयर वाज नॉट एनी ब्रूज ऑन द निपल ऑल्सो. सो दिस इज द कलर ऑफ द मिल्क. So on taking her diet history, I came to know, I think बहुत ज्यादा common है, especially महाराष्ट्र में, कि डिलीवरी के बाद the mother is put on a very restriction diet. So same was happening with her. She was on completely restricted food. She was given पतला पतला खाना, चूर चूर के खाना, lots and lots of water. And she said कि मैम 3-4 green leafy vegetables बस तैरते रहती है, ऐसा खाना देते हैं, so that there is lots and lots of milk. And I specifically inquired whether she is having lots of carrots or beetroot और कोई भी जिसमें फूड डाई मटेरियल या एडिबल डाई है, कलरिंग फूड वाला कुछ भी वो खा रही है क्या. तो उसने कहा कि मैम मैं तो घर का ही खाना अच्छे से नहीं खा रही हूँ, तो ये सब तो कुछ खा ही नहीं रही हूँ. सैलेड्स तो प्रेग्नेंट डिलीवरी के बाद से हैव नॉट टेकन एनी सैलेड्स एंड नो फ्रूट्स. सिर्फ मुझे ग्रीन वेजिटेबल्स और भाकरी दी जाती है, और जो वेजीज है वो बहुत कम प्रमाण में रहता है. And I'm having laddus and dry fruits and 3 glasses of cow milk daily with 2 spoons of shatavari to maintain my milk supply. So this was the dietary history given by her. So now then I examined the baby. The baby was closely monitored, but there was no signs or symptoms, and there was not any this history. कोई भी पैथोलॉजिकल हिस्ट्री उसको नहीं थी, बिकॉज बेबी वॉज एक्सक्लूसिवली ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग टिल द टाइम द मदर केम टू मी. So before the mother came to me, that is 2 days prior, the baby was on exclusive breast milk. That is, he was feeding on cue 8 to 10 times. The pee count and the poop looks absolutely normal. बच्चे को सुसु हो रहा था 7 से 9 बार दिन में, एंड poop वो 2 से 3 दिन में एक बार कर रहा था. लास्ट 2 दिन में मैंने फिर पूछा अब उसका फीडिंग पैटर्न कैसा है, तो मदर ने मुझे बताया कि मैम मैंने पूरा ब्रेस्ट मिल्क स्टॉप कर दिया है और मैं पंप करके या हैंड एक्सप्रेशन करके फेंक रही हूँ, जिसका मुझे बहुत दुख और तकलीफ हो रही है, लेकिन मैं ऐसा कर रही हूँ. और बच्चे को अब मैं इन्फेंट फॉर्मूला दे रही हूँ, शी सेड कि मैं सिमिलैक दे रही हूँ और बॉटल से दे रही हूँ, और हर हर 3 घंटे में बच्चा बॉटल अच्छे से ले रहा है. लेकिन थोड़ा क्रैंकी फंसी है, तो मैं उसको अपने पास ज्यादा से ज्यादा रखने का कोशिश कर रही हूँ. उसका सुसु 8 to 10 टाइम्स है द पी काउंट, एंड पूप ही हैज नॉट पूप सिंस द टाइम आई हैव स्टार्टेड फॉर्मूला, मतलब 2 दिन से ही हैज नॉट पूप्ड. सो आफ्टर ये सारा सुनने के बाद बच्चे का फीडिंग पैटर्न, मदर का पूरा एग्जामिनेशन, ये सब करने के बाद बहुत सारी चीजें दिमाग में चल रही थी. सो देन आई थॉट कि व्हाट मस्ट बी द रीजन फॉर द चेंज इन द कलर मिल्क, दैट टू सडनली. सो वन बाय वन आई स्टार्टेड एलिमिनेटिंग आउट. सो जैसे मदर ने कहा कि देर इज नो हिस्ट्री ऑफ एनी फूड कलर जो वो ज्यादा ले रही थी, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल द बीटरूट और द कैरेट्स एंड ऑल, तो दिस एलिमिनेट्स. Secondly, there was no any nipple cracks, so bleeding from the nipple rules out. Interrectal papilloma भी नहीं हो सकता, because since the milk is oozing out from both the sides, right? And interductal papilloma is usually unilateral sites. Rusty pipe syndrome भी नहीं हो सकता, because yes, again it is unilateral. And secondly, the milk which is coming out from the rusty pipe वो rust color का है, so it is more towards the brown color, not as the light pink color which I saw. So I was little skeptical whether to go for Serratia Parkinson's and all. So we advised the mother to go for culture and culture and sensitivity. And till then, I advised her to continue the same, pump and dump the milk, and continue this formula to your baby, right? So on the very next day, she has done the culture and sensitivity, and within 2 days, we got the reports. It was done here at Nasik itself. तो ये डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिजम्स आए कल्चर सेंसिटिविटी रिपोर्ट्स में. लेफ्ट ब्रेस्ट में इट वाज द स्टैफ ऑरियस एंड क्लेप्सिला निमोनी, whereas in the right breast it was again the Klebsiella which is the culprit and the Pseudomonas aeruginosa. So after seeing the culture and sensitivity reports, so these are the reports.
पर थोड़ा मैग्नीफाई करना पड़ेगा आपको इसके ऊपर, और थोड़ा टाइम
Okay.
रखो देखने के लिए क्या है। जस्ट
Okay. So,
मैग्नीफाई, जस्ट जूम इट आउट विथ योर हैंड्स इफ यू टच लैपटॉप।
so just 1 minute. I'll do.
सर हम खुद भी जूम कर सकते हैं।
सर अभी
Just,
हुआ? अभी दिख रहा है?
हाँ अब दिख रहा है।
हाँ। लेकिन ये कल्चर रिपोर्ट्स में ना जो एक्सपेक्टेशन था वैसा नहीं हुआ, तो दिमाग में स्टिल क्वेश्चन बना रहा कि व्हाट वाज द रीजन फॉर द मिल्क टू चेंज। सो व्हेन शी केम टू मी टेकिंग आफ्टर ये रिपोर्ट्स लाने के बाद में आई हैव डन द काउंसलिंग टू द पेशेंट, क्योंकि वो बहुत ज्यादा शी वॉज हैविंग एंजाइटी एंड शी वॉज वेरी गिल्ट रिडन कि मैम मैंने ऐसा क्या किया जो ऐसा हो गया, सब कुछ इतना अच्छा चल रहा था, आई वॉज वेरी हैप्पी नर्सिंग माई प्रीशियस वन, सो व्हाट डू आई डू नाउ, आई रियली वांट टू डू द ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग। सो आई कंसोल्ड हर, टोल्ड हर दिस इज नॉट योर फॉल्ट एंड जैसे हम बोलते हैं कि दिस शैल टू पास, सारे टाइम चले जाते हैं तो ये भी टाइम चला जाएगा। सबसे अच्छी बात ये है आई सेड कि यू आर टेकिंग सो मच ऑफ एफर्ट्स टू स्टार्ट द ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग अगेन, तो सून यू विल बी ऑन द सेम पाथ, डोंट वेरी। तब तक आपको क्या करना है, आपको आपका मिल्क सप्लाई मेंटेन करके रखना है, तो उसके लिए आपको ये करना है कि बार बार आपको मिल्क निकालना है सो दैट आपका मिल्क रेगुलेशन बना रहे। सो शी एग्रीड टू दैट एंड शी enquired अबाउट द डिफरेंट पंप ऑल्सो। देन आई एडवाइज हर कि आप वेल बैलेंस न्यूट्रिशियस डाइट लीजिए, डोंट गो फॉर पतला पतला एंड चूर चूर के खाना नहीं खाना है। आपको पसंद है तो खाइए, लेकिन न्यूट्रिशन उसमें ज्यादा होना चाहिए। मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंटली मैंने उसको बताया कि यू हैव टू रिप्लेस द बॉटल विद द वाटी स्पून और पलडाई और द ओपन कप। ओपन कप से फीडिंग कैसे करते हैं वो भी मैंने उसको डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन देके बताया। बॉटल फीडिंग क्यों नहीं करना है, क्या कंफ्यूजन हो सकता है, क्या बच्चे को तकलीफ हो सकती हो, फिर जब आप ठीक हो जाओगे तो क्या पता बच्चा फिर से निप्पल फीडिंग ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग करे या ना करे। देन आई एक्सप्लेन हर कि हाउ टू एम्प्टी द ब्रेस्ट, जितने बार बच्चा दिन में दूध ले रहा है उतने बार आपको ब्रेस्ट पंप आउट करना है। एंड उसने कहा कि मैम थोड़ा क्रैंकी फंसी है तो ऐसे डू लॉट्स एंड लॉट्स ऑफ कडल, किस योर बेबी, जितना उसको केएमसी कर सकते हो स्किन टू स्किन कीजिए, जितना हो सके बॉटल आप ही उसको फीड कीजिए ताकि उसका आपका टच बना रहे। And then I referred her to gynecologist for the medication. So gynecologist ne after seeing all those reports, she prescribed this injection gentamicin 80 mg intramuscular and tablet Mega CV and tablet Rabitas. So after taking the follow up, I guess on third day I called her. तो शी सेड कि मैम अभी भी थोड़ा बहुत आ रहा है, बट सिक्स्थ डे पे आई गॉट अ कॉल फ्रॉम हर सेल्फ एंड शी सेड कि मैम आई एम रियली हैप्पी, तो अब ब्रेस्ट मिल्क का कलर चेंज हो गया है, अभी मेडिकेशन एक दिन का बाकी है लेकिन माय ब्रेस्ट मिल्क इज बैक टू नॉर्मल कलर, सो कैन आई ब्रेस्ट फीड नाउ। आई सेड यू कम डाउन टू क्लिनिक नेक्स्ट डे। देन शी केम, आई एग्जामाइंड हर, आई टेल कि इसके पहले कि हम कोई कंक्लूजन पे पहुंचा आई वांट यू कि डू द कल्चर अगेन। शी सेड मैम अब बहुत हुआ, मुझे अब ये सब नहीं करना है, ब्रेस्ट मिल्क लुक्स नॉर्मल, इट स्मेल्स नॉर्मल, सो आई जस्ट वांट टू गो फॉर द एक्सक्लूसिव ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग, आई एम रियली वेरी ईगर टू स्टार्ट द जर्नी, मैं बच्चे को बहुत मिस कर रही हूँ। सो आई एक्सप्लेन हर कि कल्चर करोगे तो हम और आप कंफर्म हो जाएगा और आप बहुत शांति से दूध पिला सकते हो। तो वो उसने कहा कि मैम मैं बहुत शांति में हूँ, आई डोंट वांट टू गो फॉर एनी अदर बिग थिंग्स नाउ, सो आई एम स्टार्टिंग विथ इट। सो शी डिडंट वेंट फॉर कल्चर्स अगेन, बट शी फॉरवर्डेड द पिक टू मी एंड मैंने भी चेक किया था, उसका पिक्चर आई हैव नॉट टेकन बट दिस वाज द कलर ऑफ द मिल्क लेटर ऑन, एंड देन द बेबी वाज बैक टू ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग अगेन। सो दिस वॉज बहुत अच्छा लगा था जब ये देख के कि बच्चा फिर से माँ का दूध पीने लगा है, उसने क्लिनिक में ही ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग किया था एंड शी वॉज लिटरली क्राइंग, एंड द बेबी ने बहुत अच्छे से सकलिंग किया क्योंकि उसने अपने बच्चे को स्पून से दूध पिलाना शुरू कर दिया था अदर देन द बॉटल्स। सो दिस वॉज द केस। नाउ कमिंग टू द डिस्कशन पार्ट, discussion, human milk is considered the gold standard for infant feeding. We all know this, but there are several problems during the lactation journey, which is compromising the breastfeeding rate. And number of problems I can list, but now just pertaining to my topic, the reason being is one of the reason is the different colors of the breast milk. सो ब्रेस्ट मिल्क के कलर में बहुत नॉर्मलिटी है, बहुत वाइड रेंज है. Normal is very wide when it comes to color of the breast milk. Jesse, we all know the color of colostrum, foremilk, hind milk. Then sometimes the medication imparts the green color. Sometimes if the nipples are cracks or the bruise, so there is bloody discharge from the nipple, which gives the some red tinge to the breast milk. So बहुत सारे reasons है जिससे breast milk change होते रहता है. तो इसके वजह से भी the mother gets lot of anxiety and she feels like something is bad is going to my newborn, so I should stop breastfeeding. तो कलर की वजह से ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग का रेट कम है, ये प्रूवन है. So these are the normal different colors of the breastfeeding. So colostrum, we all know that it is yellow in color, and the transition milk is again yellow or sometimes white in color. The fore milk is it is the first milk coming in, more of water. It is very hydrating, and so it has got the some blue tinge, and it is translucent also. And as we all know, the hind milk is the later milk which is coming as the breast जैसे जैसे breast empty होने लगती है वैसे वैसे breast में fat content बढ़ते जाता है, which imparts the creamy color to this. So I always tell the patient कि दूध और दूध पे की मलाई, तो आपको दूध पे की मलाई भी बच्चे को पिलाना जरूरी है, so that the baby gains the weight, right? And sometimes if the mother is बहुत सारा green leafy vegetable से mother को दे रहे हैं या कोई multivitamin से, sometimes that also imparts green color to the breast milk. And if the nipples are cracked, as I said earlier, या nipple में crack है, bruise है, या बच्चे का latch shallow है, या mother exclusively pumping है, flange size proper नहीं है, बच्चा सिर्फ nipple feeding कर रहा है, तो उस वक्त भी temporary period के लिए हमें दिखता है कि blood tinged milk आ रहा है, but then that is safe to feed to the baby. Now coming to the pink color, sometimes the food dyes और या फिर food के जैसे specifically carrots and beetroot या soya, these have been said कि उससे थोड़ा pinkish tinge breast milk को आ सकता है, but again this is for a temporary period of time. इस केस में मदर को जो पिंक कलर का मिल्क आ रहा था, that was more than a month plus, right? So Serratia has been proven to be a culprit for imparting the pink color to the breast milk. The first case which was reported was in 1957, right? उसके बाद से cases आए हैं बहुत सारे, but again they are very less in number. We will talk about Serratia later on. अनदर कलर जो हम दिखता है वो है ब्राउन, लाइट ब्राउन या थोड़ा सा ब्लैकिश. उसके रीजंस होते हैं ब्लड हो सकता है, या रस्टी पॉइंट सिंड्रोम, या मीनोसिन नाम का जो मेडिकेशन है, विच इज आई थिंक इट इज नॉट इंडिकेटेड इन लैक्टेशन पीरियड, बट इन प्रेगनेंसी इट इज इंडिकेटेड. The reason being it retards the bone growth, एंड उससे क्या होता है ना, परमानेंट डेंटल स्टेनिंग हो सकता है, तो इसकी वजह से ये मेडिकेशन प्रिस्क्राइब नहीं करते. अगर किया भी है तो थोड़ा टाइम के लिए करता है, एंड देन द मदर इज आस्क्ड टू डिसकंटिन्यू द मेडिकेशन. So one by one, I'll try to explain the things which I was thinking about. So first is the rusty pipe syndrome. So as you can see in the picture में जैसे दिख रहा है, this picture I have taken from the article I have mentioned the reference. तो जैसे उसमें आपको दिख रहा है कलर ऐसा रहता है रस्टी पाइप सिंड्रोम में, राइट? इट इज अ बिनाइन एंड सेल्फ लिमिटिंग फिजियोलॉजिकल कंडीशन. जैसे आपको दिख रहा है ये जो पिक्चर में कि पाइप रस्ट होने के बाद जो कलर आता है वही कलर मिल्क का आ रहा है, क्योंकि इसमें क्या होता है ना, एज वी ऑल नो कि प्रेगनेंसी में there is increased blood flow, right? The breasts are getting prepared for lactation, and even during lactation there is increased blood supply, increased vascularization to the developing alveoli. So sometimes might happen ki the capillaries they get traumatized, which results in bleeding. So that is the reason it is imparting that rusty color to the breast milk. So it mostly seen in the premiparous woman, and specifically there is no history of trauma. It may involve unilateral or the bilateral breast. On physical examination, there is no any skin color changes, no cracks or fissure, and there is no breast engorgement, fever or lumps in when the patient comes with the rusty pipe syndrome. We can confirm this by medical history, routine physical examination, cytological analysis, because sometimes if the bleeding is for prolonged period of time, the it might possible that the case is going towards the CA. So, and breast ultrasound also helps to come to the diagnosis. Bloody nipple discharge during lactation can be related to the breastfeeding technique that causes cracked nipples, mastitis, or trauma. Here, I would like to add, most of the times the patient comes to me, the reason they say कि क्यों bleeding हो रहा है, क्योंकि nipple अंदर है, and hospital में it has been said कि आपको syringe लेना है, उसका Hoffman techniques जो बोलते हैं, उसका एक end cut करना है, and you have to pull out the nipple. So the mother बार बार यही करते रहते हैं even after the discharge at home. सो उसके वजह से उसको इतना ट्रॉमा हो जाता है, तो निप्पल से कंटिन्यूअसली ब्लड टिंज्ड मिल्क आते रहता है. सो दिस वाज, बहुत पहले ये टेक्निक यूज करती थी टू पुल आउट द निप्पल इन केस द निप्पल्स आर फ्लैट. नाउ कमिंग टू द अदर डिफरेंशियल डायग्नोसिस, दैट इज इंट्राडक्टल पैपिलोमा. So intraductal papilloma, it is a benign tumor with breast, within the duct of the breast. इसमें क्या होता है ना, there is the abnormal proliferation of the ductal epithelium. Here in this picture you can see, अगर सिर्फ निप्पल के पीछे है, right, so it is a solitary single intraductal papilloma रहता है. और अगर पेरीफेरी में है तो बहुत सारे मल्टीपल एंड पेरिफेरल डक्टल डक्ट्स उसमें इन्वॉल्व हो जाते हैं, जहाँ पे एबनॉर्मल इपिथेलियम का ग्रोथ हो रहा है. तो उस वक्त हम कहते हैं कि मल्टीपल इंट्राडक्टल पैपिलोमा, डक्टल पैपिलोमास है, राइट. इट कैन अफेक्ट वुमन ऑफ एनी एज एंड देयर इज ब्लडी एंड क्लियर निप्पल डिस्चार्ज. इट इज असिम्प्टोमेटिक and the treatment is surgical excision with the complete removal is the recommended treatment. Now coming to the Serratia marcescens. So the milk turns pink due to the colonization of Serratia. It is a gram negative bacteria and ये pigment बनाता है, that is प्रोजियोसिन. उसकी वजह से ब्रेस्ट मिल्क का कलर पिंक होता है, बिकॉज ये पिगमेंट, ये कलर प्रोड्यूसिंग पिगमेंट है, प्रोजियोसिन. And it is mostly due to the hospital acquired infections and more commonly seen in immunocompromised patients. And in Canada में एक बार इसका आउटब्रेक देखा गया था from the neonatal intensive care units, जहाँ पे जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स है they got all contaminated with Serratia. So उस वक्त बहुत सारे पेशेंट को एट ए टाइम Serratia, मदर्स को Serratia से इन्फेक्शन होके they all were producing the pink color. So that time they have given the sulfamethoxazole and trimethoprim का combination treatment mothers को दिया गया था, and they have checked the culture of the babies also. The culture was taken from the throat, and then they come to the conclusion कि yes, Serratia is responsible, and both the mother and the baby dad were given the treatment. Because Serratia is proven to be life-threatening because it causes sepsis and meningitis. There are cases and articles also जिसमें उन्होंने बताया कि one of the baby died also because of the infection with Serratia, breast milk जब उसने लिया है. So it is well recognized by the production of pink pigment found on drains and other equipment, including the breast pumps also. So some other cases, the mother observed that the milk in the bottle, which was initially white, later on it turns pink, indicating that both the pump and the bottle contaminated with the Serratia. So coming to the conclusion, although see, we don't know कि बच्चे ने कितना Serratia contaminated दूध लिया है, because we cannot tell कि कितना infection हुआ जब बच्चा the baby was doing the feeding. But in recent article it has been told कि infection होने के लिए it should be more than 10,000 colonies per deciliter का बच्चे ने जब लिया रहेगा तभी उसको infection दिखेगा. और मोर देन जब 10 lakhs रहेंगे कॉलोनी यूनिट्स तभी वो कल्चर में बैक्टीरिया आएगा. सो इस केस में मुझे यही समझ में आया कि बच्चे को तो इन्फेक्शन नहीं हुआ था, बिकॉज द बेबी, द बच्चो वाज कंप्लीटली असिम्प्टोमेटिक, ही वाज ऑल हेल एंड हार्टी. सो आई कंक्लूडेड कि बच्चे को इन्फेक्शन नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि मदर ने भी ये कहा कि जब उसने पहली बार ही देखा कि पिंक मिल्क आ रहा है उसने बंद कर दिया. तो मैंने उसको पूछा, आपने, हो भी सकता है ना आपने 2-3 दिन बाद देखा. तो उसने मुझे एक बहुत अच्छी स्टोरी सुनाई. शी सेड, मैम, मैं मदर इन लॉ ऑलवेज टेल मी कि जब दूध पिलाने बैठते हो तो निप्पल, एरियोला, बेबी का मुंह सब पिंक कलर से पोंछ लेना है, पिंक कलर के कपड़े से, और निप्पल को प्रेस करके देखना है कि दूध आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है। जब नहीं आ रहा है तो नहीं पिलाना, और आ रहा है तो पिलाना है। तो मैं हमेशा ऐसा प्रेस करके देखती हूँ, तो मुझे पता है कि व्हाइट कलर का आ रहा है, बट आई सडनली सो इट इज कमिंग पिंक, तो आई स्टॉप, मेरे बच्चे को दिया नहीं। सो इन दिस केस ये जो हम बोलते नहीं करना चाहिए वो फायदेमंद रहा। तो बच्चों डिडंट गॉट एनी इन्फेक्शन। एंड जो अभी डेलीमा मुझे भी लगता है कि वाई द कल्चर डिडंट शो द सेरेशिया ग्रोथ। सो माइट बी कॉलोनी कॉलोनी पर यूनिट का जितना होना चाहिए कि बैक इसमें दिखे कल्चरल रिपोर्ट में, उतना वो ग्रोथ नहीं हुआ। आई स्पोक टू द माइक्रोबायोलॉजिस्ट ऑल्सो। शी सेड कि मैम इसके लिए ये जो कल्चर करने के लिए जो स्टेन्स लगते हैं वो डिफरेंट लगते हैं। आई हैव यूज्ड ऑल्सो बट देयर वाज नो ग्रोथ। So this is my conclusion. And from the recent article, providers evaluating milk infant diets with Serratia colonization should access for the manifestation of systemic infection. In the absence of evidence of clinical infection, expectant management is appropriate and continued breastfeeding can be supported. So there are very few reported cases of pink breast milk in the global literature. Colonization by Serratia is not an indication for discontinuation of breastfeeding. This is from the very recent article. So these are all my references, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, team BPNI, and especially Dr. Prashant Gangal sir and Sushma ma'am for giving
Thank
me this
you.
opportunity to share मेरा थोड़ा मोटा जो भी नॉलेज है यहाँ पे, इतने आप लोग सब इतने लर्नेड हो, आपके सामने प्रेजेंट करने के लिए। थैंक यू
थैंक यू
सो
रूपल,
मच। थैंक
बहुत
यू।
अच्छी तरह आपने प्रेजेंट किया है। और
थैंक यू मैम।
क्या कहते हैं, एकदम ल्यूसिड तरीके से और सही एकदम बताया कि क्या क्या कॉजेज भी हो सकते हैं। और
थैंक यू मैम।
आप इतने मशहूर हैं कि हमारी कैपेसिटी 100 लोगों की थी, उससे ज्यादा लोग वेटिंग हैं इन द वेटिंग एरिया। और
मैम मैं मशहूर नहीं हूँ, बीपीएनआई मशहूर है।
नहीं नहीं, आपने बहुत अच्छी तरह, हम आपके शुक्रगुजार हैं।
थैंक यू
और
सो
अभी
मच।
हम आगे चलते हैं कि थोड़े से क्वेश्चन आंसर्स।
यस
और
मैम।
हमारे पैनल के लिए आज मैं यही देख रही हूँ अगर संजय प्रभु सर जी ज्वाइन किए हैं कि नहीं। अदरवाइज वी आर हैविंग मनीषा गोगरी and we will open the forum for more questions. Can you
यस मैम।
please stop sharing your
यस मैम, आई डू
screen?
दैट। यस
Already
यस।
I have loads of people asking for some questions, so I will hand over to Manisha to take
एक
it
एक
over.
मिनट रुक जाइए।
हाँ जी प्रशांत।
ये पहले ओपन डिस्कशन जाने के बदले कुछ लोगों ने आपके लिए खास पढ़ के तैयार किया है मटेरियल, कि इसमें से जो क्वेश्चंस आते हैं माइंड में उसे कैसे हम लोग डील करें। तो डॉक्टर
ओके सर।
मनीषा गोगली जो हमारे सीनियर लैक्टेशन कंसल्टेंट है और पास्ट सेक्रेटरी भी है, एंड वन हु इज सपोर्टिंग आवर म्युनिसिपल हॉस्पिटल एक्टिविटीज, एंड डॉक्टर संजय प्रभु, आई कुडंट सी हिम, सो संजय, डॉक्टर संजय, हैव यू जॉइंड?
No, I
No,
don't think
sir.
he's been able.
No, sir.
नहीं, नहीं
मैं
ना,
मैं कोशिश करती हूँ फोन
तो
करने,
ठीक है,
आप बाकी शुरुआत
कोई
करें।
प्रॉब्लम नहीं। तो पहले एक मन में ये सवाल आ जाता है कि डॉक्टर मनीषा, आपके मन में क्या क्वेश्चंस है? मेरे मन में तो बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस है, कि आपके मन में क्या क्वेश्चंस है ये देख के मैं थोड़े पहले क्वेश्चंस बोलता हूँ कि अगर ब्रेस्ट में कोई इन्फ्लेमेशन दिखता है, तो क्या हर एक मैस्टाइटिस के केस में या हर एक कलर के केस में, क्या हमें कलर का केस छोड़ दीजिए, हम मैस्टाइटिस कॉमनली देखते हैं, तो हर एक मैस्टाइटिस में क्या हमें ब्रेस्ट मिल्क कल्चर करना चाहिए? ब्रेस्ट मिल्क कल्चर का क्या प्रॉब्लम है, मैं भी मेरे पैथोलॉजी से बात करता हूँ, तो उसके ऊपर चेहरे के ऊपर एक क्वेश्चन मार्क आ जाता है। प्रशांत, मैंने कभी जिंदगी में ब्रेस्ट मिल्क कल्चर नहीं किया, तो ये
सर हमें
हमें शायद
ब्रेस्ट मिल्क
पैथोलॉजी।
कल्चर के लिए जब भेजा ना, तो 4 पैथोलॉजिस्ट दे डिनाइड दैट वी डोंट डू, वी हैव नेवर डन। सो दे आस्क्ड मी मैम आप नासिक से ही हो ना कि और कहीं से हो? सो आई सेड आई एम इन नासिक ओनली।
तो ये हमें आदत लगानी पड़ेगी पैथोलॉजिस्ट को कि ये जैसे कोई भी बॉडी फ्लूइड कल्चर किया जा सकता है, वैसे ब्रेस्ट मिल्क भी कल्चर किया जा सकता है और उसका फायदा भी होता है। तो पहले हमें ये डिस्कस करना पड़ेगा कि क्या मैस्टाइटिस, हर एक मैस्टाइटिस में कल्चर भेजनी चाहिए या कोई पर्टिकुलर केस में ही भेजनी चाहिए मिल्क कल्चर। नंबर दो, अगर कल्चर में कोई पॉजिटिव आता है, सपोज कंटेमिनेट आता है, तो समझ सकते हैं, लेकिन कोई सचमुच पावरफुल ऑर्गेन जैसे इनके केस में हुआ, तो क्या कैन इट बी कोरिलेटेड टू द इन्फेक्शन दैट वी आर सीइंग? ऑफ कोर्स ब्रेस्ट एब्सेस रहता है, उसको एस्पिरेट करते हैं, वो पस भेजते हैं, वो ग्रो होता है ऑर्गेना, वो बात अलग है। दैट्स अ डिफरेंट, आई एम नॉट डिस्कसिंग दैट। आई एम डिस्कसिंग मैस्टाइटिस वेयर ब्रेस्ट मिल्क हैज गॉट नॉर्मल एपिडेंस। तो क्या हमें वो केस में कुछ करना चाहिए, नंबर एक। नंबर दो, ये केस में जैसे पैथोलॉजिकल ऑर्गेनिज्म मिला, तो वॉज इट वाइज टू ट्रीट इट? अभी कॉमन सेंस हमें ये बोलेगा ये ऑर्गेनिज्म ग्रो हो गए, दे आर नॉट कंटामिनेट्स बोथ MRSA एंड क्लबस्ट्रेला, so gynecologist took to the common sense and treated it. I also spoke to one infection specialist, and she said that no, we shouldn't be treating this particular breast milk culture report. But luckily, what gynecologists did, based on sensitive report, तो
Yes.
पेशेंट का मिल्क 2-3-4 दिन में क्लियर हो गया। तो ऑब्वियसली इसका मतलब है कि वो जो इन्फेक्शन था इसके हिसाब से ही हो रहा था। अभी सिरेशिया का भी मैंने जो रेफरेंसेस पढ़े हैं, तो उसमें ऐसा है कि सिरेशिया, यस, इफ द बहुत ज्यादा काउंट में अगर जाता है बच्चे के पेट में, तो दैट ऑल्सो कैन कॉज सेप्सिस। तो मनीषा मैडम, क्या आप इसमें से कुछ क्वेश्चंस को ऐसे ही कर सकते हैं, कैन गिव आंसर्स फ्रॉम योर लिटरेचर रीडिंग?
Yes, sure. So, see, first of all, you asked the question, when should we send the breast milk culture? Should we send it in all cases? So,
शुड वी सेंड ऑन एट ऑल, और शुड वी भेजना है तो कौन से केस में भेजना है, कि सब केस में भेजना है, ये क्वेश्चन।
exactly, correct. So, see, when we say mastitis, actually we always go by symptoms, correct? And very surprisingly, this mother did not have any classical mastitis symptoms, correct? So, the recent ABM protocol, which was published in 2022, Academy of Breastfeeding Medicine, उसमें क्या बताया गया है कि जब कभी ये सिम्टम्स हैं तो ज्यादातर आपको ऐसा मानना चाहिए कि ये इन्फ्लेमेशन है। मेस्टाइटिस क्या है? इन्फ्लेमेशन है, और उसको इन्फ्लेमेशन की तरह ट्रीट करो। कि जैसे आइस फोमेंटेशन है, मदर को हमने डोलो या पैरासिटामोल दे दिया या आइब्यूप्रोफेन दे दिया, तो जस्ट ट्रीट इट लाइक एन इन्फ्लेमेशन। क्योंकि अगर अभी तक हमको वी आर नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट और देर आर नो साइंस कि ये इन्फेक्शन है, तो हमको एंटीबायोटिक नहीं देना चाहिए। और दूसरी चीज जो इसको इन्फ्लेमेशन को इन्फेक्शन की तरफ ले जाती है, वो है कि मसाज एंड एक्सेसिव पंपिंग या एक्सेसिव मिल्क रिमूवल। तो ये भी हमको नहीं करना है। पहले ऐसा बताया जाता था कि जब कभी मिल्क जमा हो गया है, ब्रेस्ट टाइट हो गया है, रेड हो गया है, तो हॉट फोमेंटेशन करो, मसाज करो, सारा मिल्क निकाल दो। लेकिन अभी ये जानकारी है नए रिसर्च से कि ये करने से इन्फ्लेमेशन कैन गो इनटू इन्फेक्शन। सो हमको ये चीजें नहीं करनी है। उसको आइस पैक लगाना है, सिम्टोमेटिक ट्रीटमेंट देना है। अगर ये करने के बावजूद अगर 24 आवर्स में हमको कोई फर्क नजर नहीं आया या मदर के सिम्टम्स वर्सन हो गए, तो हमको समझना है कि ये इन्फेक्शन की तरफ जा रहा है। तो दैट टाइम इट वुड बी प्रोबेबली राइट टू ट्रीट इट लाइक एन इन्फेक्शन। इसमें भी ना मिल्क कल्चर नहीं बताया गया है। मिल्क कल्चर कब करते हैं? कि जब मदर को किसी पर्टिकुलर एंटीबायोटिक से या काफी सारे एंटीबायोटिक से एलर्जी है, वो नहीं लेती है, तो मुझे फाइंड आउट करना है कि मैं कौन सा एंटीबायोटिक दूं ताकि ये इन्फेक्शन क्लियर हो जाए। तो उसके लिए मैं कल्चर करूंगी, कल्चर सेंसिटिविटी। या अगर उसका मतलब ये ट्रीट नहीं हो रहा है कोई पर्टिकुलर एंटीबायोटिक से, तो मैं कल्चर कर सकती हूँ। इट इज एन इम्यूनो समवन स्पीकिंग।
एक मिनट डॉक्टर श्यामा, आप म्यूट कीजिए प्लीज। डॉक्टर
Manisha,
श्यामा म्यूट
unmute.
कीजिए।
Yeah, sorry. So if it is an immunocompromised mother, if it is a premature baby, when I want to be very specific about the treatment that I'm giving, only then culture is indicated. So, sir, does that answer your question? The first one that you asked, when should we culture?
Can I add one more
Yes.
pause for doing a milk culture is when repeatedly, if the mother comes with mastitis,
Recurrent
in
mastitis.
those cases, you definitely need to do the culture.
Yes, sir.
As a routine, we are never sending cultures of the breast milk.
Correct.
या मिस, आई एग्री विथ यू कि अगर मैस्टाइटिस रिकरेंट हो रहा है या मैस्टाइटिस विच इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग टू एंटीबायोटिक ट्रीटमेंट, तो वो केस में हम कल्चर भेजने का सोच सकते हैं। बट अगेन पैथोलॉजिस्ट आर नॉट यूज्ड टू दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग। सो यस, दैट पार्शियली आंसर द क्वेश्चन कि यस, कौन से केस में मैस्टाइटिस के भेजना चाहिए, रिकरेंट मैस्टाइटिस या जो मैस्टाइटिस रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहा है ट्रीटमेंट को, उस केस में करना चाहिए।
सर वन मोर थिंग आई वांट टू ऐड दैट जस्ट बिकॉज वी जस्ट डिस्कस कि पैथोलॉजिस्ट को ब्रेस्ट मिल्क कल्चर करने की आदत नहीं है या वो जानते नहीं है, सो हाउ इज द मिल्क टू बी कलेक्टेड, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज अदरवाइज वेरी ऑफन स्किन कमेंसल्स ही हम लोग कल्चर में वही बताए जाते हैं। सो द निपल एंड द एरियोला हैज टू बी क्लीन्ड, फिर द फर्स्ट सैंपल एज यू स्टार्ट एक्सप्रेसिंग द फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द सैंपल हैज टू बी डिस्कार्डेड and then midstream sample जो जैसे हम बोलते हैं वैसे only that has to be collected without anything touching the skin of the mother, so directly the stream should go into that sterile bottle. So all these instructions need to be given to the patient also and to the pathologist also.
इसका मतलब है बेस्ट लैब में जाके मिल्क देवे तो ज्यादा अच्छा है ना, दे विल क्लीन एंड दे विल प्रोबेबली कलेक्ट, और
Yes.
द मदर हैज गुड ऑक्सीटोसिन रिफ्लेक्स डायरेक्टली इट कैन स्प्रेड, probably spread onto the culture plate. I don't know whether that is advisable or that
No,
becomes too much dose for organisms.
no, you have to just like I think Manisha mentioned, it's like a midstream sample हम लेते हैं यूरिन के लिए, इसमें भी आपको first few ml जाने देना है, and with no contact technique, she has to just collect it, like express the milk and collect it. So it's like a no touch technique plus a midstream of the breast milk that will come in.
हाँ, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि कोई डिसइंफेक्टेंट से ब्रेस्ट क्लीन करनी है, जस्ट नॉर्मल सलाइन, आई बिलीव जस्ट नॉर्मल सलाइन से क्लीन करे, स्टेराइल नॉर्मल सलाइन से तो भी चलेगा, राइट?
Yes, yes.
फ्रॉम व्हाट आई रेड कि ब्रेस्ट मिल्क में 700 टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स अलग अलग रहते हैं माइक्रोबायोम में. अनफॉर्चुनेटली डॉक्टर संजय इज नॉट देयर, ही वाज गोइंग टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. सो
he will just join in. ट्रैफिक जैम में फंसे उन्होंने कहा, और वो खुद ही ड्राइव कर रहे हैं, इसलिए he
अच्छा,
said he is just going to join in if possible.
तो आने के बाद उनसे सवाल पूछ लेंगे, बिकॉज ही लाइक्स टू स्पीक ऑन माइक्रोबायोम. सो व्हाट इज द नॉर्मल माइक्रोबायोम ब्रेस्ट मिल्क, वो भी हमें जानना जरूरी है. अच्छा, इसमें और विल ओपन इट टू डिस्कशन व्हेन डॉक्टर संजय कम्स, वी हैव सम क्वेश्चंस फॉर हिम, so we can open it. Sushma, if you can see from the chat box and
Yes,
ask the questions what people would like to ask.
definitely.
Some people are
Breast
raising
milk
hands.
cultures must be done in milk banks. I've taken the first question that I can see over here, but Dr. Archana Kher ने पूछा है कि क्या breast milk, no, 1 minute, where is that question? Should it be done in the milk banks?
So that is not
क्वेश्चन क्लियर नहीं
necessary.
है, क्वेश्चन क्लियर नहीं है बेटा, क्या क्वेश्चन
नहीं,
पूछा?
Should
नहीं,
it be
उनका
done in
question,
milk bank, the culture?
no, so Manisha आप आंसर करिए, नहीं तो if I can help
I
you
will
out
just
in that.
ratify the question again कि मिल्क
Madam,
बैंक
you
में
can ask.
तो प्री स्टरलाइजेशन पोस्ट स्टरलाइजेशन कल्चर्स होते ही है. तो ये कहना शायद गलत होगा जहाँ पे एटलीस्ट मिल्क बैंक्स है कि लैब्स आर नॉट यूज्ड टू गेटिंग कल्चर्स फ्रॉम द मिल्क फ्रॉम द हॉस्पिटल. सो आपको आपके पास भी मिल्क बैंक थी मैडम, तो क्या
Yes.
आप
So what we were doing is, see, routinely all milk banks do the post-pasteurization cultures. There are very few, गिने चुने 2-3 हैं इंडिया में जो pre-collect, जैसे pre-pasteurization culture भी करते हैं, जैसे कि सायन हॉस्पिटल. The rest, entire 98% of the milk banks only do the breast milk culture post-pasteurization. So हम लोग सिर्फ पोस्ट पैस्चराइजेशन वी आर सेंडिंग टू द माइक्रो लैब, और वो लोग कल्चर करते हैं. जब उनकी नेगेटिव रिपोर्ट आती है, दैट मीन्स द मिल्क इज रेडी टू गेट डिस्पैच्ड, तो वही मिल्क फिर आगे दिया जाता है. सो दैट
But
वाज वन क्वेश्चन.
you must have sometimes received the positive culture report. So what are organisms you have seen in that? एक मिनट.
So, it
Just
was actually staph. Now, staph can be a commensal also. So we were never very sure, but to be on the safe side, we had removed this particular mothers, because we are doing pooling before the pasteurization. तो वो entire pooling हमने वो वाला sample निकाल दिया था. So that is what we had done. Roshni has added, yes, repeated abscess or even suspected abscess में भी आप culture advisable रहते हैं, और कोई भी चीज repeated है, whether it's repeated
डॉक्टर मलिक,
mastitis.
डॉक्टर मलिक एक मिनट. Dipti, Dr. Prabhu is probably trying to join in. So just check out and let him inside.
सॉरी टू हैव कट सो मनीषा उसने ऐड किया है रोशनी ने कि मिल्क कल्चर नीड्स टू बी डन इन repeated abscesses and of course even in suspected abscess.
Any kind of recurrent mastitis, yes.
And recurrent mastitis. फिर प्रीति सुरवे ने पूछा है आपसे कि dilution has to be done of the sample.
No.
For
No
the culture.
dilution. No dilution.
Then one minute, let me. If breast milk is not, what is it? Is not empty, there is separation of milk. Yeah, definitely. If the breasts are not emptied, then the fill will rise and there will be separation of milk, which is not related to this.
No. So I think she was saying that when I was explaining that you should not over pump or over remove the milk. So in fact, you have partly given the answer here that we want the FIL to accumulate and slow down the production there till the inflammation heals. So the current protocol says that whatever, if the baby is directly breastfeeding, there is no contraindication, continue breastfeeding in case of mastitis. But if the baby is not breastfeeding, don't be very overzealous with removal of milk, because if you over empty, the breast doesn't get a chance to heal. So maybe little bit of milk, gentle hand expression to remove just little milk, but not to empty it. We want the production to temporarily slow down. Actually.
Please mute. नेहा भट्ट को म्यूट करो.
मैडम अनम्यूट करो, मैंने म्यूट ऑल किया है इस पे.
There is a question by Dr. Chaya now with the new ABM protocol.
Sanjay also has joined now. Sanjay, you are there, right?
Yeah, I am there. My video is off.
That's okay. That's fine. We'll come back to you.
Sorry. Welcome, Sanjay Prabhu. And there are many questions. Abhi tak Manisha has been answering, but please feel free to add on. And then directly many questions will be asked to you. Since I'd started this question for Manisha, I'm just reading it. Now with the new ABM protocol to determine whether it's infection or inflammation to start antibiotics, maybe the culture will increase.
See, the protocol again does not tell you to do culture to find this out. It tells us to go by the mother's symptoms and the improving of symptoms, by doing conservative measures. So if you find that there is improvement or the worsening stops and the improvement is starting, you do nothing. So you don't even start antibiotics and you don't do any culture. Then the next step is, if the symptoms are worsening, start antibiotics. Still, they are not recommending culture. And then finally, like we said, if it is not responding to that particular antibiotic or it is happening recurrent, then we do a culture.
So डॉक्टर साइली इसी के कंटिन्यूएशन में इसीलिए आपसे पूछ रही हूँ. डॉक्टर साइली ने कहा है कि पस कल्चर यू कैन डू आफ्टर एस्पिरेशन, विच इज ऑब्वियस. कोई भी चीज अगर आप एस्पिरेट करते हो या बॉडी फ्लूइड निकालते हो तो उसको कल्चर के लिए जरूर भेजना है, क्योंकि आपको एंटीबायोटिक सेंसिटिविटी पता लगेगी. Thank you, and I asked Prashant to ask direct questions to Sanjay.
Sanjay, you have special interest in macro. By the way, those who don't know Dr. Sanjay, he's our past secretary and he's right now also lactation consultant, the first batch. And he is now UNICEF consultant at senior UNICEF consultant at Wadia Children's Hospital, practicing in this. Sanjay, you have special interest in microbiome related to breastfeeding and breast milk. So what we would like to know that if the normal breast milk is concerned, whether you will see one organism, what is the microbiome of breast milk, normal breast milk?
That depends on whether the baby is exclusively breastfed and depends on also that whether the mother, what sort of background she's having. See, because the microbiome from in the breast milk comes from the mother's gut. So most of the time, what they have seen is that the mother will always have, I would say, a normal bacteria which is required by the baby is the lactobacillus. So the breast milk, if in an exclusively breastfed child, the microbiome which is there in the infant is always the lactobacillus species. It may be lactobacillus bifidus or infantis. But whereas if the baby is artificially fed and also breastfed, the microbiome differs. Similarly, with vaginal delivery or cesarean delivery, the microbiome is different. In the vaginal delivery, sometimes if there is a vaginal infection or there is some intrauterine infection, the microbiome in the child will be different. But if there is a cesarean delivery, usually if there is no meconium staining of the liquor or there is no foul amniotic fluid, then the microbiome of the child is different. Now, talking about breast milk, the breast milk microbiome is dependent on the gut microbiome of the mother. So depending on that because there is a gut breast axis, and from there the microbes are going to be transferred to the breast milk. Now, just mere presence of microorganisms in the breast milk doesn't mean that they are the cause of some inflammation or infection, because it may just be a passage of those organisms from the gut to the breast milk. The mother has to have some symptoms. She has to have fever, she has to have pain, she has to have tenderness or symptoms of mastitis. Then only we can say that there is a probable cause of these organisms, which may be a causative organism. But if you look at the case which I had earlier received, presence of Klebsiella and gram-negative organisms are most likely going to be directly from the gut of the mother. So it is not that the Klebsiella or a gram-negative organism was responsible for mastitis. But if there is a mastitis progresses onto an abscess, then as we know that the pus is more in the subcutaneous tissue. If you aspirate the abscess, then okay, you will get an organism which will give you an idea of what antibiotic sensitivity is. But just mere presence of organisms in the breast milk doesn't mean that they are a cause.
Okay. So you mean, I was surprised to know, Miss, I have heard that lymphocytes get transferred via gut-breast axis, but you said that the organisms get transferred by gut. You mean to say live organisms are taken by lymphocytes and they come to the breast milk?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is
That's
well
something.
proven. That is well proven. That is
Yes,
why the
that is.
organisms differ when you have a cesarean delivery, you have a normal vaginal delivery. So everything makes a lot of difference. The type of
Very
delivery.
understandable in the baby. That baby delivered vagina will take vaginal organisms and baby delivered will take abdominal, skin. But what I'm trying to ask you is that you said that the mother's breast milk organisms are transferred from mother's gut to the breast to the bloodstream. Through the bloodstream, right?
Yes.
Okay. The second question to you, quite a few times there is a fear of MRSA. In the abscess or whatever, the mastitis, the breast milk may grow MRSA. So there is a lot of confusion in people's minds about different types of staphylococci. So can you just say something about the different types of staphylococci? So confusion about staphylococci, different names gets eliminated.
Mostly the staphylococci are of two types. One is the methicillin sensitive, that is the MSSA, and the second one is the methicillin resistant, that is the MRSA. Now, generally speaking, we usually see the MSSA, that is the methicillin sensitive. Now, in our country, we don't get methicillin. We use cloxacillin as an analog of methicillin. So, if the MSSA staph is grown, then the drug of choice would be cloxacillin. So we will tend to use a cloxacillin for that. And MRSA, though it is not common in a community setting, but nowadays we are also getting MRSA in the community, that is in a lay infection. So if an MRSA is grown in the pus which is sent, then you will have to change over to methicillin resistant, as it is methicillin resistant. So we use drugs like vancomycin or linezolid as a treatment for MRSA or clindamycin. These are the three drugs which are preferred for MRSA. So the treatment differs.
Yeah. So सर एक क्वेश्चन था इसी पेशेंट के लिए डॉक्टर रोशनी ने पूछा है कि was it right, आपने पढ़ाई है केस, whether to have stopped breastfeeding, and because ये organisms, more than one organism anytime is like a contaminant,
Yeah, yeah.
So were we right in really stopping the breastfeeding?
No, you are not right, because more than one organism, I have already said that the gut transfers a lot of organisms from the mother to
Yes,
the breast milk. So whether it is the causative agent, that doesn't prove that. And if
yes,
you are getting some vague organism, now when have you grown Klebsiella in a mastitis or
right,
in a breast sepsis? It's always going to be a gram-positive organism. So if you are
yes,
getting some vague organism, like I checked up the PPT, Serratia is mentioned as a cause. Now, Serratia is not an organism which is seen in normal hosts. It is mostly in immunocompromised hosts. And if you are
yes,
suspecting Serratia, it should have grown Serratia in the breast pump or the bottle in which the milk was being expressed. So that should have been a corollary. Means if it was
and
there,
on both sides it would have shown.
and it would have shown both sides. See, both sides of organisms are different. So these don't seem to be the causative organisms, but these seem to be the gut transfer organisms. Now, all these organisms are there in our gut, and how the mother reacts to these organisms is depending on her immunity, and how the mother's immune system is countering these organisms. So that is how, I mean, just culturing from the breast milk some organism doesn't mean that there is an infection.
I
And
can
Just
understand
there are
Klebsiella.
associated symptoms.
I can understand Klebsiella, but MRSA in both the breast samples, should it be taken lightly?
Hey, MRSA in both the breast samples, you tell me from where the MRSA has come.
Very difficult to say, but the MRSA report is there. So in such cases with the change of color, would giving the breast milk would be right or wrong?
No, but see, the mother is asymptomatic as far as infection is concerned. You show me one symptom or sign in the mother which is showing that the mother is infected. We are just going by the color of the milk, aren't we?
yeah,
And how did the
yes,
color clear up after starting the antibiotics?
The color would have cleared up on its own also. See, you have not really, we don't have a control patient here. But if you look at all the literature which is described, there are very few cases like this of pink milk. But many of these pink milks may be transient also. So I don't know. Now suppose if I would not have treated, but see in medicine always there is a dictum that unless your patient is symptomatic, why should we treat? Now if I grow in my urine culture some organism and I am not having any symptoms, nor I have had any fever or any other symptoms which are suggestive of urinary infection, will I start a higher antibiotic for it? Means our
yes,
teaching says that unless we are symptomatic, we should not be treating. It is like appendicitis. Now, suppose I diagnose an appendix on a sonography. If the person is not showing any symptoms of inflammation or doesn't have any fever or pain, will you go and remove the appendix?
Okay, Dr. Rupal, I want to ask you a specific question that because the cultures of milk were delayed for quite some time till the time you got the reports. So for how many days or weeks the baby was not offered breast milk? So what was the time period from how long did the pink discharge last?
So the pink discharge was for more than 20 days.
Okay.
More than 20 days. And by the time the reports and the medication she has taken, I think it was a month almost, 27, 28 days. Because
Okay.
2 days later on, when she started seeing, she went to gynecologist, then she came to me, then we did the culture.
So about 23 weeks she had pink colored milk, right?
Right, sir. Right.
Dr. Sanjay, about staphylococci, one more question I would like to ask you. That are there staphylococci who are sensitive to even ordinary benzyl penicillin and not requiring methicillin in such case? And there's something called VISA or vancomycin related classification also. So can you throw light on that particular aspect?
No, see, there are staphylococci which are sensitive to usual cephalosporins also. Like you have a first generation cephalosporin, you have third generation cephalosporin. Lot of staphylococci are going to be sensitive. Some of them may be also sensitive to benzyl penicillin. So it's not that they are called as methicillin sensitive ones. But the drug of choice in these staphylococci always remains cloxacillin, because the sensitivity decides whether it is cloxacillin resistant or cloxacillin sensitive. If it is cloxacillin resistant, they are called as MRS. So
Is
you
it
may use
available?
any antibiotic and still patient may improve. But in absence of symptoms of fever and anything, why will we treat this? My question to anybody who is attending can give me an answer that if the mother is not symptomatic with infection, are we going to give antibiotics?
So
The issue
I
here was
think sometimes, if your cultures show a value which is higher than 10 to the power of 5,
5, yeah.
would you treat or not treat?
Madam, I will go more by the symptoms.
here the issue was not just symptoms of the mother. Here the mother had stopped feeding the baby. So question that was asked by the mother: can I continue feeding the baby, or should I stop continue not giving the breast milk? So though the mother was not symptomatic, here there was issue involved of starting the breast milk or not.
No, I just want to know that 20 days there was a pink discharge. When were the antibiotics started?
After 3 weeks.
After
After 3 weeks.
weeks.
And within a few days, the discharge stopped, you mean to
Yes,
say.
sir. On 6th day,
MRSA is not something which clears off in 3 or 4 days or 5 days.
Yes,
It takes
that
weeks
is one.
to clear off. Huh? And the antibiotics which you have, what antibiotics were you giving?
Sir, as per the sensitivity reports, she was given gentamicin.
Only
Okay.
gentamicin.
Uh,
So
And
along with
augmentin
along with
augmentin
this,
also.
Augmentin diya
Augmentin.
na?
हाँ, mega,
Augmentin bhi diya.
Augmentin is not a drug which is used for MRSA. Secondly, gentamicin is a very weak antibiotic for MRSA. If you want an antibiotic for MRSA, it should be vancomycin or
Nice.
linezolid or clindamycin. These are the 3 drugs, and none of these were used. So I am not 100% sure whether your antibiotics cleared this.
Yeah. So, sir, Prabhu sir, there are many people who are asking questions with a lot of, as though the answer is in black and white. So
yes.
somebody is asked what may be the cause of the pink color in this case.
Even I want to know what is the
Ideally,
cause.
we should continue breastfeeding. So,
Yeah.
Prabhu sir, one person, Mansi has said her conclusion from your talk. Sir, conclusion: if no symptoms, still pink color, no treatment, continue breastfeeding and feed express milk, or continue breastfeeding.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wonder whether you can give an answer in clear black and white that this
No.
is what you can do.
See, these are all gray areas where we really don't know
Yes.
what these answers are. But my feeling after so many years that we have been working, and madam will agree with me,
Yeah.
is that unless the patient has symptoms and is coming
Yes.
to you with some complaint which is suggestive of infection, are we right to give an antibiotic? Now, if the patient doesn't have fever, doesn't have any tenderness, doesn't have any suggestion of mastitis or breast abscess, are we justified in giving these antibiotics to these patients?
So can I say one thing
Yeah.
that the dictum that we followed and we taught our residents is treat the patient, not the report.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree.
So this is the dictum where that we followed, that treat the patient, have a look, you have enough time to wait, you can do some more tests if you're so worried, but always remember, treat the patient, not the report. And with that, I would like to ask one or two more questions that have come in, but I see that our
Sushma, madam,
senior
I would like to comment.
pediatrician, Dr. Kesavlu, sorry, Prashant, yes?
Yeah, I spoke to a breast surgeon also. So he said that when you see a pink color milk, it does not always rule out some damage to the mucosa, the intraductal lining, and blood changing color. So first rule that out also. And my
Yes,
general impression
definitely.
when I was talking to different experts, there is a lot of confusion and a lot of gray area in our understanding of milk cultures under correlation of symptoms, color of breast milk, and its correlation to the organism that is grown. And I think we need more studies on cases where there's a change in color of milk and there's a correlation with infection, with whether it really disappears, doesn't disappear. Of course, when there is inflammation in some organ, again, there can be also doubt if you have mastitis and you grow something, whether they are correlated, that also can be a gray area. So,
Yes.
though my common sense dictates over here that there were some organisms, they were changed in color of milk for 3 weeks. The moment you started the antibiotics, as per the culture report, I think I gone through the culture report. So probably that was sensitive to micacin and augmentin. So I think they went by culture report. I know of hospitals in Mumbai who, if their patient has mastitis, which is not easily responding, and there is a MRSA grown, they start linezolid to the patients and advise not feeding for almost 24 to 48 hours till the time the mastitis starts regressing. So that practice I have seen in hospitals in Mumbai. So
No,
what
no,
might
that's
take
a
from
wrong practice. You
Wrong.
can give the linezolid, but don't need to stop it. She is not taking out active
See,
pus that.
Atlas says that the only infection which has got change in color of milk is orangish yellow milk in case of MRSA infection. So if you see orangish yellow milk and if you grow MRSA, the Atlas says that you need to stop feeding for till the time the mother becomes non-infective. So just check out on this point because orangish yellow
No,
milk has been
I will check out on that
So,
point
for
sir,
an
as well.
one
MRSA
question.
infection.
So, instead of dumping that milk, suppose we decide that milk she cannot directly breastfeed. Instead of dumping the milk, can we flash treat it or can we just use it? I mean, why to throw it? Can we not flash it and then give it to the baby?
No, but madam, one comment from me is that MRSA is not sensitive to augmentin and apna,
Hmm.
amoxiclav and gentamicin. So I don't know
Yes,
how to believe that report. Means otherwise, why will he call it an MRSA if he is going to be sensitive to amoxiclavulinic acid and gentamicin? That's a
yes.
totally different report we get when we have an MRSA. We
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
even test for these antibiotics.
So
Uh,
Dr. Kesavlu has put up his hand for the last almost 20 minutes, and I think I need to honor that. Yes, sir, please
yes.
go ahead.
Good evening, Sushma Malik madam. Good evening,
Thanks.
Prashant Gangal sir and Sanjay Prabhu sir. My concern got cleared by explanation from Sanjay Prabhu sir. I agree totally with Prabhu sir and all of you. There is no reason in dumping out milk. Just a change in the color of milk doesn't make much difference. Except reassurance in these mothers, nothing much is needed unless the mother is symptomatic or something like that. I don't think, with whatever knowledge I have.
Thank you, sir.
I
Thank you.
do
Then
like
there was a question from 1 minute. Charushila's iPhone. She told mother used to wipe breast and baby's mouth with a red cloth. Does it there any possibility or dye might enter ducts? Is there any possibility that a dye may have
I don't know
you
of any
know,
dyes which
Madam,
enter
madam,
retrogradely into the.
reverse flow नहीं होता है forward flow
reverse? Yeah, no, there's no reverse flow. So I think a lot of questions and a lot of discussion. Thank you, Rupal, for doing this very good case. I hand over to Dr. Sangeeta and Prashant. Would you like to say a few words before Sangeeta
No,
gives a vote of
yeah,
thanks?
again, we have full house this time. So next time we'll have to probably think of expanding our Zoom capacity and not disappointing people. And of course, I
Yes.
would request the readers to, so the delegates to read more about this particular issue where to remove the gray areas which still feel are existing. There can be a medical legal angle to it also. That if the breast milk is started and by chance the baby lands up with infection, would the physician be blamed about it? So those such gray areas. I found a lot of gray areas while going through articles. So please read up. And I would request again people to come out with presentations, talks,
Sir,
and so that we'll have
Yes,
somebody.
Srinath.
Sir, there is one more question by Dr. Roshni, which I would like to quickly address.
Yes,
Yeah,
where
tell.
I missed out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she was asking about this. She says rampant use of probiotics, expensive probiotics. So see, again, as per the mastitis protocol, they don't give clear-cut guidelines. But because it is now a theory, a well-proven theory that the origin of mastitis is because of dysbiosis. That is what starts all those changes of inflammation in the ducts. And there are just correlation, like when probiotics were given, the mother was symptomatically better. So just because of these reasons, I mean, because of the causative factor being dysbiosis, and because mothers are feeling better or getting better with probiotics, it is being used now. And successfully across the world, they have started using probiotics now in mastitis. So whether or not you give antibiotics.
But
yes,
but
don't
Manisha, one thing here, that
Yes, sir.
after the mastitis has already occurred, what is the point in giving probiotics? If
So
you
we are
want to give probiotics, you have
Because
to
there
give
is
it
an
before.
yeah, correct. I agree. But because there is an imbalance between the pathogenic and the non-pathogenic bacteria. So the
I
theory is
agree
that.
with you. I agree
Yeah.
with you. But the imbalance has to be treated before all these things happen. Giving probiotics after mastitis occurs is not going to help the situation.
So what we are
Because
assuming
it is
inflammation and not yet gone into infection in that
Sanjay,
state.
what they are trying to say is to restore the balance. You have
okay.
lost the balance. To restore the balance, where the probiotics
Yeah,
can be
but
given.
this is again a gray area, and
Yeah,
use
it
of
is.
probiotics in general is a totally gray area. I would not
Yeah.
like to comment on that.
I agree with you, sir. It is not proven.
Yeah,
So
there are no
but
randomized
at least
controlled trials, or there are
That
no.
will not harm, no. It is not harmful, no.
Hey, it's not the question of harming, but it is the question of whether it is useful. See, will you take vitamin D without really checking whether your vitamin D levels are normal or not? You will check, no? Vitamin D is a toxic drug also.
Yes.
So
So
I
I
have
think
this question to everybody here, that how often are we doing milk cultures? Because see, whenever we have a possibility that there is an impending abscess or there is a mastitis or if there is pus, we send the pus for examination to prove that it is MRSA.
Yeah,
Now, milk culture is something which is not done routinely and it costs 10,000 rupees. So
yeah.
it is not the kind of money which every the parent would like to spend, and even we as consultants would want our patients to spend that kind of money. So if we see any colored milk, do you think we should send it for culture, or we should just go with a gut feeling that okay, there is no symptoms in this mother and we just leave it?
Vinay, before you joined, we discussed all this.
I'm sorry, but I maybe missed it because I was not I by the time I decided to join, the capacity was full. So I think next
Dr.
time join
Zina,
and
the
be a
discussion, the
sharp.
conclusion was that only in case where mastitis is not responding and expanding in spite of standard antibiotic, or there is a recurrent mastitis or recurrent abscess, those are the cases you would be interested in sending the breast milk culture. And I don't think so. Breast milk culture costs 10,000. So maybe you'll need to change your lab where you are sending the
In
milk.
Hiranandani Hospital, it costs 10,000. So I don't know where else to send. If anybody can give me insight where to send. Anybody's been sending regularly?
I'll give you the cost, but I don't think so. It costs 10,000.
Okay.
Metropolis can do. Firstly, it's really not required. In my 33 years at Nair, I've never sent a milk culture. Let me tell you, the cultures that were sent were of the pus
Abscess.
that was
Yeah,
drained from
yeah.
an
Yes.
abscess.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
it. Agree.
See,
Yeah.
madam, milk cultures are erroneous. They may just tell you what gut organisms have been transferred to the breast. But
Absolutely.
it's very difficult to believe and treat on the base of milk culture. It is
Yeah.
very difficult.
Another indication that where we weren't using directly the milk culture was in a human milk bank, post pasteurization, all samples would go for a milk culture.
That
That's
is
all.
for a different reason. That is for a
Yes,
different
that is
reason.
for a different reason. It's not for this. So in my practice, I've never ever sent a milk culture.
Yeah.
I think
Sangeeta, may I
should we go
request
to
you?
for vote of thanks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sangeeta?
madam.
Yes.
Yes, madam. I'm here. So thank you so much. It was really a nice discussion, and this is what we needed, because this is practical difficulty, and sometimes we think whom to ask and what to do. So here with this all these expertise, we can have this hand holding, and really we can have this clear vision. So the doubt is clear now, I guess. When to go for culture, when to give antibiotics, and what, unless finally it is clinical correlation always, and we have to see the symptoms, signs, and babies and mother's condition both, and then as per your knowledge you have to take a call. So I would like to thank Dr. Rupal Agarwal for taking the initiative to come forward and take the case, and also, I will like to thank all the delegates and senior faculties from all across India who have taken time and joined here, and all the MSDs also. and the expertise, Dr. Prabhu sir, Sushma madam, Dr. Manisha Gogri Zinal, and Dr. Prashant Gangal. I am very much grateful to all of you and looking forward for a lot of speakers to come forward and share their knowledge and expertise and difficult cases, because as we said, these are not common cases. So this should come forward and we can learn through each other's experience, and then everybody can be empowered and will be able to handle the more complicated and difficult cases also here. So thank you very much.
So
Thank
next
you so
meeting
much,
after
everyone.
14 days, that will be 17 plus 14, 31. So 1st of May, but 1st of May being holiday, we might rethink about it. So we'll come back to you and announce the next meeting.
Thank you so
So
much.
some people
Thank
are
you.
asking whether we will get recording and share the link. So
Currently, the recording facility, we have some problem with the recording facility. Otherwise, we would have liked to put this recording up. So, but once in a few days, if we get sorted our recording site, which is there attached to our site, we will put this recording up. But as of now, no. We'll wait for the site to become functional again.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Prashant sir, and thank you, Team BPNL. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody,
thank you.
for your
Thank you
attention.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.